I think there's been a lot of changes over the last few years, from everything from the pandemic to the economic climate has really made a difference to the way the consumers behave. And understanding what that consumer needs is the biggest trend of all, and being able to adapt around that. All the things that have happened, we wouldn't have been able to predict. So how can we get to a point for brands to be able to think about that in a slightly different way? Historically, brands have been much more product-centric. They've created a product in some shape or form, and they've sold it to the marketplace. And they would try and sell that to whatever consumer would be interested. But the shift now, if you just think about the problems that consumers are trying to solve, that's where brands need to get to, and they need to be consumer-centric to be able to do that.
I think it's moving from the mentality of selling to the mentality of solutions. And I think that's a lot of language that we're starting to use in dentsu and how we're organizing our capabilities around the client problem, around the brand challenge, or around the customer challenge. The customers are deciding how they're engaging with brands, and they will engage in brands dependent on that brand's purpose and what they stand for in terms of sustainability and social impact.
So in this challenging environment, there's obviously a tension between value and values. There's a real squeeze on people's pockets. And yet we also know post-pandemic, things like community, health, sustainability have become ever more important to customers.
The first thing that's going to really help strategies over the next sort of 12 to 24 months is the concept of loyalty. 32% of customers will leave after one bad experience. So the ability to make sure that your experience all the way through is really important, and the next generation of loyalty has to appear through the entire customer journey. It's about making sure and understanding what's important to the consumer and how you can reward and recognize that.
Knowing customers better than anybody else allows us not just to drive a personalization agenda, the next tier of programmatic effectiveness. It allows us to understand where our clients' customers are at any stage in a customer journey.
At the heart of it is CCS, which is our customer audience survey, and this is something that dentsu we've invested in year after year, and it's incredibly sophisticated, and it's an absolutely fantastic source of data for our strategists and our planners to draw on. More recently, we're investing in identity solutions, which means that more and more we can close the gap between the audiences that we build strategies on and the way we activate against them in media. So we have this fidelity of data from strategy through to impact of activation.
It's about really defining the next generation of audiences for our customers, our clients, and the brands that we're working on.
I think the reason that we're different in this space is because if you think about the ecosystem right now and the way that partners work with clients, you have some partners that are great at strategy, you have some partners that are great at execution. There's normally some daylight between the two, and we specialize in translating that strategy into tactics and filling that gap because we've got the depth of expertise and the mastery of the craft, and we've also got that strategic thinking. So we take that experience and we wrap it in our proprietary tools and technology, and that helps us understand people better. It helps us accelerate what brands need to do for consumers and then deliver the success and the outcomes that they need to see.